Hello and welcome. I am Patso Tebulo with the latest edition of NBC News, our top stories. President Chakwera says China remains a great partner in Malawi's infrastructure development. Government describes the tourism street carnival as crucial in supporting the growth of the country's tourism sector. And in sports, Blue Eagles are this year's FDH Bank Cup champions after beating defending champions FCB Nyasa Big Bullets 3-2 on post-match penalties. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera says China remains a great partner in the infrastructure development of the country. Dr. Chakwera was speaking at Kamuzu International Airport in Zomwe on his departure to Beijing in the People's Republic of China, where he is said to attend the 4th summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC. Maeso Chikadzula reports.
Dr. Lazarus Chakwera highlighted China's significant role as a key partner in Malawi's development efforts. He emphasized that China supports Malawi across various sectors of its economy, making the collaboration between the two countries highly valuable. The president noted that his visit to China is particularly important as it will aid Malawi in advancing its development agenda.
Issues that we will discuss bilaterally, but you already know that China has committed itself to our development agenda. And so what has happened already is an indication that that which we are talking about moving forward with several infrastructural development is one of the things that they will be involved in. And we'll be talking primarily about our ATM strategy and how they can facilitate the implementation of the same.
During his visit, President Chakwera will join other and government to discuss and adopt the 2025-2027 Beijing FOCAC Plan of Action. This strategic plan will outline the framework for China-Africa cooperation across various sectors over the next 3 years. Furthermore, President Chakwera is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with President Xi Jinping of the Republic of China. These discussions are expected to strengthen the cordial relationship between Malawi and China and enhance cooperation, particularly in transport infrastructure projects. China remains one of Malawi's most important partners, especially in supporting the country's infrastructure development. President Chakwera was seen off at the airport by Vice President Dr. Michael Usi, along with several cabinet ministers, deputies, party officials, and members of the Malawi Congress Party, among others. Maeso Chikadzula, NBC News, Kamuzu International Airport, Lilongwe.
Meanwhile, Malawi ambassador to China, Alan Chintedza, has expressed optimism over the outcomes of the FOCAC summit to take place in Beijing this week. Chintedza says Malawi stands to benefit from agreements to be reached following the China-Africa Cooperation Framework's expiry in 2021. Chiembekezo Kapatamoyo reports from Beijing.
The Forum on China-Africa Cooperation was established in the year 2000 as a platform where People's Republic of China and African countries that have ties with China meet to coordinate their efforts and enhance cooperation in various areas of mutual interest. The 2024 edition, which takes place here in Beijing, People's Republic of China, follows the 2021 edition after the expiry of the 3-year plans laid out that year. The theme for this summit is joining hands to advance modernization and build a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future. The summit of the forum this year, which is the 4th, is expected to renew friendship between African countries and China and map a way forward in China-Africa relations. The Malawi ambassador to the People's Republic of China, Alan Chintedza, says the meeting is crucial for the Malawi president to participate to ensure the country's national interests are taken into account.
It was crucial for him to come to participate because it's a formulation. We have to make sure that our interests as Malawi are actually agreed upon at this particular summit, because if we're not taken into consideration in terms of our priority areas, then the next 3 years, it means that we won't be able to benefit from the next 3-year program. So it was very crucial for the president and Malawi to participate just like the other countries, so that we don't miss out on the relationship and cooperation between Africa and China.
Chintedza adds that Malawi also needs to direct the resources from China towards priority areas, noting that China has huge capacity to assist the ATM strategy.
As you know that the president has actually emphasized the 3 areas, the ATM, agriculture, modernization and mechanization. You've also got the tourism, and you've got mining. And these areas are interlinked. Now the next program, we want to make sure that Malawi's interests are also incorporated. And they can only be incorporated if we participate and actually show up in terms of telling them what our priorities are.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera comes to China this year for the summit after attending the China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo last year, which was an activity hatched by a similar forum in preceding years. Over 50 African countries share diplomatic ties with China as China's influence on the African development narrative continues to grow, not just as a donor for various development projects, but also a country with an inspiring story, having risen from poverty to become a global economic powerhouse. Reporting for NBC in Beijing.
Vice President Dr. Michael Usi has applauded the Anglican Church for working effectively with government in enhancing national development. Dr. Usi has said this at Silver Stadium during a Thanksgiving and farewell Mass of Right Reverend Frank Kaulanda, who is the 3rd Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Lake Malawi, who is retiring. Beatrice Mwabe reports.
After serving the Anglican Church for 42 years as priest and bishop, Right Reverend Frank Kaulanda has finished his work. The Thanksgiving and farewell Mass was organized to appreciate his contribution to the Anglican Church and the country. Activities marking the celebrations included singing and dancing. Speaking during the ceremony, Vice President Dr. Michael Usi described Right Reverend Kaulanda as a model of excellence, reservoir of wisdom, and a true transformative leader with love, unity, and compassion. The Vice President says Bishop Kaulanda played a significant role in the national development process, adding government will always appreciate the support it has received from Bishop Kaulanda and the Anglican Church. Dr. Usi has since pledged government's commitment to strengthen the relationship with the Church in the country. On his part, Chairperson of the Anglican Council of Malawi, Right Reverend Alinafi Galimba, says Right Reverend Kaulanda has contributed significantly in uniting the Church. He says Kaulanda has facilitated implementation of different developmental projects in health, education, as well as social works in the Church.
That's the kind of leadership which we need as a nation. People who will be there to serve and not to seek their own benefits. We don't need opportunity seekers. We need servants, those who can actually uplift the life of the people of Malawi. I think that's the way to go.
On his part, the retiring bishop, Right Reverend Kaulanda, says the journey has been a mixed bag and has applauded the Church for appreciating his works. He has since urged the remaining church leaders to put God in their works for them to deliver effectively.
The only thing which I can tell them that they have to have faith in God and be people who are living in the Word of God, because it's the Word of God which can give us a direction in the service of Him. And let me say that they should not be very much be comforted with the earthly things, because they're not lasting things.
Retiring Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Lake Malawi, Right Reverend Kaulanda, has served in different portfolios of the Anglican Church, such as Diocesan Secretary and Diocesan Youth Coordinator, among others. He also helped in establishment of Bishop Mtekateka Secondary School. Right Reverend Kaulanda has also served the nation as chairperson of the Public Affairs Committee in the Central Region, worked as board member of Nice Trust and chairperson of Microloan Foundation. Right Reverend Kaulanda also served as chancellor for the Lake Malawi Anglican University, Lamau. The Thanksgiving and farewell mass has taken place under the theme Finishing the Race.
Former Malawi Seventh-day Adventist Church President Pastorfron Qama has urged Malawians to continue praying for the country as it deals with some of the challenges it faces. Qama made the remarks at the end of 2024 camp meeting for Manja SDA district in Blantyre. Qama, who is currently ministering at Area 47 Seventh-day Adventist Church, said together and in prayer the challenges will be history.
All those things which the country is passing through, economical challenges, health challenges, the solution for all those problems is to put our focus on Jesus Christ. He is the one who can control the situation. He is the one who can control the storms. You remember Peter was about to sink, but when he requested Jesus Christ to help him, Jesus came in and Peter was rescued. So for us as a nation, let's put our main focus on Jesus Christ. He is going to solve all our problems.
The theme of the 6-day camp meeting was transformed into his likeness as we go, and pastor for Manja SDA Church, Yol says the week was fruitful as Manja SDA Church followers have renewed their covenant with God.
The camp meeting for Manja SDA Church this year has been a success, and we have seen the power of God being manifested during this camp meeting. We have witnessed people coming back to God, people renewed their covenants to God, people seeing Christ as their source of hope. The overall theme of our camp meeting has been transformed into his likeness, the power of the gospel. And the gospel here implies Christ. When we are transformed into the likeness of Christ, we'll be able to face the challenges that are rocking the world, that are facing each and everyone's life.
Financial access for rural markets, smallholders and enterprises, FAMSE, has underscored the importance of exposing local farmers to markets through the National Agriculture Fair, saying it is a catalyst for economic transformation. FAMSE's community-based financial organizations coordinator, Modesta Namangali, made the remarks at the end of this year's National Agriculture Fair held in Blantyre. Chisomo Break reports.
Namangali said the National Agriculture Fair provides a crucial platform for local farmers to connect with companies and buyers, fostering long-term business relationships for economic growth.
We have an intervention whereby we are linking farmers to high value chain markets. So some of the buyers are here. They are visiting the pavilions to see what the farmers are doing so that they may get maybe where to buy from. So we have, I'll give you an example. We have farmers that have come from Katabe with rice and cassava flour. So these farmers were linked to WFP, which is buying their rice currently. But because they are producing in large quantities, we wanted them to find other markets so that they will be able to supply it.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and Mozambican President Filipe Nyusi opened the 20th National Agriculture Fair on Thursday, themed Driving Towards Export-Oriented Agriculture Through Commercialization and Innovation. The fair attracted 184 exhibitors, up from 113 last year. They include exhibitors from Mozambique, Kenya, and Eswatini. Chisomo Break, NBC News, Blantyre.
You're watching NBC News with me, Mhatso Tebulo, and Remember, you can access all NBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. A reminder of our top stories. President Chakwera says China remains a great partner in Malawi's infrastructure development. Government describes the tourism street carnival as crucial in supporting the growth of the country's tourism sector. And in sports, Blue Eagles are this year's FDH Bank Cup champions after beating defending champions FCB Nyasa Big Bullets 3-2 on post-match penalties. Welcome back. Minister of Tourism Vera Kamtugule has emphasized the significant role that the tourism street carnival plays in bolstering the growth of the country's tourism sector. Kamtugule made the remarks in Lilongwe during the 2024 Tourism Street Carnival. Details in this report by Madalitso Mhango.
The Malawi Tourism Council hosted the 2024 Tourism Street Carnival in Lilongwe, which kicked off with a march from Memorial Tower to Presidential Drive in the city center. Various stakeholders in the tourism sector showcased their exhibitions. This marks the fourth time the country has held the carnival event. Speaking at the event, Minister of Tourism Vera Kamtugule emphasized that such events provide operators in the sector with an opportunity to showcase their products and promote tourism. Kamtugule added that the event fosters the sector's growth, thereby contributing to the socio-economic development.
Taking this month as an opportunity for us to reflect what has gone well within the sector, but also how we can improve some of the things that are coming that need our attention. One of the things that I think is very critical is about how do we reduce the prices for our operators, from our operators, to ensure that the offerings that they provide, the products that they have and the services are a little bit affordable to the larger part of Malawians. And I think for me, that's one of the greatest conversations that we're going to have within this month.
In her remarks, Tema Kanjaza, Head of Sales, Marketing and Distribution at Sunbird Tourism, underscored that the Tourism Street Carnival helps companies and operators in the sector to improve their products and services on the market.
With tourism, there are so many benefits and so much great potential for Malawi. There's still more that we can do to benefit from it, but also the multiplier effects that come from tourism are so incredible. And you have a lot of segments of people benefiting from just having tourism. And so this month, what excites us the most is that it highlights the importance of tourism, what we do, our products and our services.
This year's Tourism Street Carnival was held under the theme Tourism and Peace. Madalitso Mhango, NBC News, Lilongwe.
The Malawi Congress Party MCP has announced a full National Executive Committee membership following its elective convention last month. Abidamia is new second Deputy President of MCP. MCP Secretary General Richard Chimandobanda made the announcement during the post-convention press briefing in Lilongwe. Olive Piri reports.
Addressing thousands of people gathered at Jalwa Primary School ground, Chimandobanda affirmed that Dr. Chakwera is committed to developing the country without favoring any particular region. Chimandobanda also assured people of Kasungu that government would continue to ensure that they benefit from the ongoing developments, including the road infrastructure development.
The home of Malawi Congress Party, we have many supporters in thousands. So the aim is to share with them what Dr. Chakwera is doing. Look at Kasungu, the face it is wearing. The road that is starting from Lumba all the way to Kalonga, largely it's passing through Kasungu. Go at the Boma, you find roads are being maintained. You go in the rural areas, you find health posts are being constructed, school blocks have been constructed. We are sharing with them what Dr. Chakwera is doing across the country and encouraging them to make the party strong. Our grassroots structures must be strong. So the message is, let the party be vibrant and we must be ready for 2025.
taking his turn as Senior Chief Look of Kasungu, thanked President Chakwera for ensuring that development projects are evenly distributed across the country. He urged all Malawians to support the president to sustain continued development. MCP National Director of Women and Minister of Gender, Jeannie Sendeza, assured the people of government's commitment to supporting those in need. She highlighted that her ministry will continue to provide assistance through various interventions. Member of Parliament for Kasungu West, Jairus Bonongwe, said the rally was organized as part of efforts to consolidate party structures. He urged people in the area to continue rallying behind President Chakwera to ensure continued development in the district.
Let me thank the President for giving us more funding in terms of CDF. We have things here in Kasungu West because of the President.
Malawi Congress Party Regional Chairperson for the Center, Patrick Zebron Chilondola, said the party will continue to hold more development rallies as a means of strengthening its structures. He encouraged people in the area to register their names to ensure they have the opportunity to vote in 2025.
I was trying to encourage the masses to go and register for the next elections. For Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and the Malawi Congress Party to win, people need to go and register in masses.
The rally was attended by various MCP officials, chiefs, and members of parliament, among others. Maestro Chikadzula, NBC News, Kasungu.
Malawi Congress Party MCP Secretary General Richard Chimwendo has urged citizens to continue supporting Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, describing him as a visionary leader with Malawi's best interest at heart. Chimwendo, who also serves as the Minister of Local Government, made the remarks at Chalowa Primary School ground in the area of Senior Chief Lukwa in Kasungu. He further encouraged local party leaders to intensify their efforts in strengthening the party's structures in preparation for the 2025 elections. Maeso Chikadzula reports. We apologize for that technical hitch. Education experts have commended non-state actors for their significant role in supporting government's vision of advancing inclusive education, a development that resonates well with the Malawi 2063 blueprint. Chief Education Officer for Mzuzu City, Boston Qama, made the remarks when Kinder Not Hilfe, KNH, a Germany-based organization, donated a coaster worth 100 million kwacha towards special needs education at St. John of God in Mzuzu. Jackson Sijali with the details.
St. John of God Hospital Services, through their Avila Special Needs School, provides holistic inclusive education services for children with physical and intellectual disabilities. It is out of this background that education experts have commended the institutions for their dedication to improving education standards for all. Chief Executive Officer from Mzuzu City, Boston Qama, said St. John of God is a true partner in the promotion of education for all.
This is one of the initiatives that can fulfill the vision because, as the Malawi Constitution says, every child has a right to education. So that's why we are thanking St. John of God for the procurement of this bus. It means every child in the village will be coming to this school to access education. So access and equity, therefore, it has been accomplished.
Country Director for Kinder Notif, Chimumedimani, states that the donation is aimed at alleviating mobility challenges for learners at the institution.
This is very crucial because most of the children with disability, they have problems of mobility to come to the school. So this bus goes very close to the households, like in the hotspots where these children are collected together and come here to attend schools.
Chief Executive Officer for St. John of God, Dr. Charles Mwale, expressed gratitude to Kinder Notif for their support and highlighted challenges that other stakeholders could address to further promote quality education at the school.
The major needs, which are quite costly for us, are provision of nutritional supplements. So We know there are organizations like Meals that provide, Likoni Power to other schools. We believe that these children can also benefit from that. And the other thing is drugs. Most of these children, apart from having learning disabilities, some would have even acute mental illnesses like autism and the others. And for us to keep them calm and concentrate in class, we have to give them drugs, which are quite expensive for us to buy. As you know, children cannot pay for medication. So I think foodstuffs and medication are some of the requirements that we need, that now we have covered, the transport needs.
In addition to its educational services, St. John of God focuses on community-based rehabilitation aimed at improving the health of children with impairment. Jackson Sitali, NBC News, Zuzu.
Malawi Congress Party MCP Secretary General Richard Banda has urged citizens to continue supporting Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, describing him as a visionary leader with Malawi's best interest at heart. Banda, who also serves as the Minister of Local Government, made the remarks at Jalowa Primary School ground in the area of Senior Chief Ilugwa in Gasungu. He further encouraged local party leaders to intensify their efforts in strengthening the party's structures in preparation for the 2025 elections. Maeso Chikadzula reports.
MCP Secretary General Richard Banda and the party's publicity secretary Jessica Bwira were among those who presided over the post-convention press briefing. Banda said the party has elected Abida Mia as the second deputy president. He adds that Gerald Kazembe is now the party's first deputy secretary general, while Chizen Kandawire is second deputy secretary general. According to Banda, Aram Beza is the first deputy organizing secretary, while Sebi Chisanga is the second deputy organizing secretary. Former Democratic Progressive Party DPP Vice President for Central Region, Oladi Musa, has found his way into MCP NEC as second deputy director of campaign. Former DPP member Kenny Msonda has also made it into the MCP NEC as second deputy publicity secretary. Banda said the party has also elected among others Virumbiko Mumba, Joseph Njovuyalema, Harim Kandawire, Kenzi Kalingoma, Nancy Rembo and George Zulu as ordinary members of the party's National Executive Committee. MCP Publicity Secretary Jessica Bwira says their party will continue to serve the interest of Malawians by implementing different development projects.
This party is owned by villagers. This is the only national party, and all anger, all differences have been put aside because we are united in making sure that Malawi Congress Party continues to form government and forms the next government.
Meanwhile, MCP Secretary General Richard Banda has described the 2024 convention as a success. Olive Piri, NBC News, Lilongwe.
And finally, in sports, Blue Eagles have been crowned 2024 FDH Bank Cup champions after beating defending champions FCB Nyasa Big Bullets 3-2 on post-match penalties at Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe. The game ended 0-0 in regulation time. Praise Majawa compiled this report, read by Amini Musa.
Bullets dominated in both halves and missed a lot of scoring opportunities. Come post-match penalty time, defenders Gomeziani Chirwa and Nixon Nyasuru scored their penalties, while Precious Puri, Adepoju Babatunde and Clyde Sanaji missed their penalties. Mr. Mohone and Jacob Robert penalties were saved by Richard Chimbamba, while Andrew Jovinala, Ganizan James and Lankin Mwale scored their penalties. Eagles are to receive 35 million kwacha for winning the cup. The Area Theatre-based side are the first lower league team to win the FDH Cup. The FDH champions have finished their tournament without conceding a goal in regular time. Eagles last won a cup in 2019 after beating Camus Barracks 4-2 on post-match penalties in FICID Challenge Cup.
And that item wraps up this edition of NBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Chakwera says China remains a great partner in Malawi's infrastructure development. Government describes the tourism street carnival as crucial in supporting the growth of the country's tourism sector. And In sports, Blue Eagles are this year's FDH Bank Cup champions after beating defending champions FCB Nyasa Big Bullets 3-2 on post-match penalties. For more on these and other stories, follow our online platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and our website mbc.mw. You can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. I am Patso Tebulo on behalf of the entire news team. Thanks for watching and goodbye.